Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at crypto.com. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Now, if you haven't seen the previous update, it's going to be in the top right hand corner of the video. We actually met some targets from the previous video, so that's pretty cool. Now, jumping into the daily chart. So as most of the altcoins, Crypto.com is dipping, and it's dipping pretty hard from the all-time high, which was at 97 cents. We are down 51%. So in the previous video, I did give you this pattern over here. So this is called a falling wedge. As you can see, you're caught in a range and you're tightening up, tightening up, tightening up. And from here, you had a breakout. Now, I did give you the target of 60.5 cents because that's where the wedge was created over here. So that was the target. We ended up going a bit higher, but we managed to hit our head on the 382 on the fib over here. This Fibonacci retracement is exactly the same, or exactly the one that I had in the previous video, with the targets to the downside. So let's see if the 786 is going to be our bottom over here at 46 cents. This would be a great entry point and potentially a bottoming out level for crypto.com. Now, if Bitcoin decides to start going a little lower and we even have a flash crash, you always have this level over here at 38 cents, which is the swing low of this Fibonacci retracement. And we may not actually go down as low as 38 cents. We may just, stick around just a bit below the 786, hover around this level, but have a massive wick to that support level, and you may get filled if you're lucky. Now, that's just an if, right? But it does seem like Bitcoin is starting to bottom out, and, we're going to get going with this bull market towards the second quarter of this year, in my opinion. Now, let's take a look at what we're looking at right now. So we have our golden ratio here at 54 cents. And as you can see, after we met our target of the falling wedge, you can see that we landed back on the golden ratio. And I always tell you that the golden ratio is the most important Fibonacci level out of every single level. So from there, we had a nice bounce. So if you got in at the golden ratio, I do apologize about that sound. I just hit the microphone with my finger. So you can see that from there, we had a nice move of 10%. So not too much, but still a trade nonetheless. We barely got above the 20 EMA, and from there we dumped. And right now, potentially what's going to happen is we're going to have this bearish cross on the daily chart, and that's a sell signal for a lot of people, right? I don't sell at a loss. I never sell at a loss. I simply buy the dip. With this dip, I actually bought quite a lot of altcoins, and it was, it's a nice feeling buying the dip, and sometimes it's hard for people to comprehend, with the idea that you should buy when everything is bleeding, but that's how you make, profit. That's how you make profit in this market. So yeah, like I said, 40, wow, that's terrible. 46 cents is your nice entry point. If you have a bearish cross, I would assume that we would just get squeezed up in between the 55 EMA, the 20 EMA, and this 786 level. And from there, we're just going to get squeezed up, tighten up, and then we're going to shoot up. Obviously, if we enter the bear, you're going to get destroyed, and the alts are going to come back down 95%. But I don't envision a bear market just yet. But that doesn't mean that it's not going to happen just because I say that it's not what I think is going to happen. So yeah, looking lower, we have here a target of 29 cents, which I don't think we're going to get to those levels. But if Bitcoin starts testing the monthly 20 EMA, then there is always a potential that we come back this low, right? So I'm just going to give you all the possible outcomes, and it's up to you where you want to set your buy orders and when do you want to sell, when do you want to buy. I do expect a relief rally relatively soon. So you could look at a sell order on the 55 EMA, which is 13.5% from here, or you could look to sell at the golden ratio, which is going to be at 16% from where we are right now. So as you can see, crypto.com is plummeting as we're recording this video. We're almost touching the 786. So hopefully this can be your nice buy order. As you can see, look at this wick. This is what I'm talking about. Look at this massive wick. Now, I don't think you would have been able to get filled over here because I think this was a scam wick. This is KuCoin. A lot of coins had, big scam wicks. I think Chainlink went all the way down to $5, which is crazy. And imagine getting filled, on Chainlink for $5. That would have been crazy. But like I said, I don't think you were able to get filled on these low prices because one of my followers, actually one of my patrons, said that she had some buy orders on these low levels on not crypto.com, on KuCoin, and she didn't end up getting her orders filled, even though the wick was, even though she should have, because the wick was way below her initial order. So yeah, that's just how it works on KuCoin. That's at least what I think. But yeah, look for some resistance on the 20 EMA, on the 55 EMA, and on the golden ratio. I do expect some consolidation level around the price of 46 cents. From there, you're going to start making your way up. And if you're going to look for some resistance levels, the 0.5 at 60.5 cents would be 33 cents, or 33% of gains. If you look at the 0.382, that would be 47.5% of gains. So yeah, look for those as your resistance levels if you're looking to take profits. But if you're buying for the long term and you want to stake your crypto.com for the next couple of years, then yeah, getting in at these levels would be great and potentially have some buy orders at 38 cents. Now jumping into the daily RSI. So we've lost a crucial level of support on the RSI. We've held this level ever since May. As you can see, this green trend line, we had a little fake out here in December, went back above it, back tested it as support even, and then we dropped with the Bitcoin pullback, and that meant that we lost this white trend line as well. As you can see, we've been holding this trend line since August. Nice bounces. Every time we have a bounce, we have a move to the upside, and here we just lost it. So I would assume these levels would be our resistance levels from now on. But if you're looking for some support levels, then this is actually a very nice support level for crypto.com. So if the market, mysteriously starts bottoming out right now, then this would be a nice level to start dollar cost averaging into crypto.com, because look how many bounces you have off of this support line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 bounces off this level since December of last year, or since December of 2020. So this is a significant level. We only had 3 moves below this trend line. This was the October dump that we had in 2020 for crypto.com. And as you can see, once you're oversold over here below the purple box, that's the best time to be entering your project. So if you start losing this 35.7 on the index on the daily RSI, I would say just, start dollar cost averaging. And if you go lower, buy a bit more. If you go lower, buy even more. That's just how I do it, right? Because you never know when you're gonna, bounce back up. I can only give you so many levels, right? You have a level here at 30, at 26.9 on the index, but it doesn't really matter because you're oversold either way. You should be buying this dip all the way through. So that's just my opinion. Let's jump into KuCoin. So I don't want to drag out this video for too long, but if we jump into KuCoin right now, this is the 4-hourly chart, all right? And you can see that we are caught in between a range. Actually, if I just extend that, I think that will actually, yeah, we don't need to make it that long. I was just checking if it aligns with the trend line. So you can see that we're caught in between this support line, right, that we have over here, and this resistance line. So you're in this range and you're trading in between this range, and you can see that you're going to get tightened up over here, right? You can see that once you start going lower and lower, there's less room to wiggle for you. And once that happens, usually that means you're going to have a breakout if you're in a bull market. And right now we are in a bull market, okay? A lot of people on Twitter seem to have, this mission to tell everyone that we're in a bear market. They want to make sure that as many people as possible think that we're in a bear market, but I don't know why they do that, because we are not in a bear market. I don't know if they've looked even at the charts, but I don't know. Maybe from a fundamental standpoint and maybe from a standpoint of hype, Bitcoin is in a bear market, you could say, but from a technical standpoint, we are nowhere near a bear market, guys. That's just hopium at this point. So yeah, as you can see, this is something that you want to keep an eye on. Have this drawn out on your chart, this resistance line, this support line. And once you're, coming back down here, this is a line that I would expect us retest if Bitcoin is going to have a further move to the downside. So somewhere around 42, 43 cents would be a nice entry for crypto.com. But, once you get tightened up over here, I do think we're going to break out, just like we did break out from that falling wedge. Although this is not a falling wedge, I would say, because it's a bit too large to be a falling wedge at this time. If we have more bounces, up and down, then I would start considering it a falling wedge. But right now, this is just a range in my opinion. And yeah, let's see what this market does. Thank you for watching, guys. Make sure to check me out on Twitter. I do post technical analysis in there as well. And make sure to check out our Telegram chat and our Discord server where you can request technical analysis. And make sure to check out our Patreon. Great way to support me and a great way for me to give back to those who support me. I'm going to catch you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.